Our village, Matondoni, is on Lamu Island. It's a very small village. From Lamu town, it takes an hour and a half walking across the island through the coconut shambas. But it's only an hour sailing by dhow. I prefer to go by dhow. It's faster and a lot less work.
Hayaya ngoma, hayaya, hayaya ngoma, hayaya, hayaya ngoma, hayaya, hoyae.
In Matondoni, we build our own homes. We use mangrove poles, coral stones from the sea, and palm leaves for the roof.
In my house, we have a courtyard where my family meet every day and where we do many things like drink chai, eat, and where the children play.
I have 3 children. Muhammad is 24. He's the oldest one. And Fatma is the youngest. She's still just a baby.
Much of our food we prepare in the courtyard. And most days, we eat things like coconut rice, prawns, fish, mandasi, and mukate, and fries.
We break up the coconut, grate it, then mix the grated coconut with the water to squeeze out the coconut milk. We then mix the coconut milk with rice and then cook it. We also fry fish and meat on the hot stones in the kitchen, which is part of the main house.
My family like to sit together when they are making food and when they eat.
Each family in our village has a shamba where we grow things like coconuts, tamarinds, and mangroves, and where we keep our cows. In fact, we grow a lot of our food ourselves. The whole coconut palm is used in some way. We take coconut hair to make rope for the dhows, and we weave all our mats and baskets from the palm leaves.
My father, Mohammed Famau, runs a cafe next to his house, and it's owned by the women's group. They often come to our courtyard for their meetings, and they discuss their weaving business and other things.
The women's group get some money from the government, and we use it for the making and the selling of the baskets, and for some medicines and things for our families, and sometimes for the school.
We went to pray 4 a.m. Then we went back to sleep. After a few time, then we go to school at 8 a.m. When I went to school, we start our lesson, math, English, science, GHC. Myself, I like English, but I hate math because math is very difficult for me.
Okay. The present perfect continuous tense. We have seen the definition there on the blackboard. It is an action of the past. Yes. It speaks of an action in the past which is still happening at the moment and which will probably continue to happen in the future. It is an action of the past, something that took place in the past, and it is still going on at the moment, and probably that action is going to go on for some time.
As well as normal schools, the children go to madrasa schools where they learn the Quran and Arabic. Like on most of the coast of Kenya, Matondoni is a Muslim village, and some families have seen the madrasas as being even more important than the schools, especially for girls.
وزيرا وقلنا اذهبا إلى القوم من الذين كذبوا بآياتنا فدمرناهم تدميرا وقوم نوح لما كذبوا رسلا أغرقناهم وجعلناهم للناس آية وأعتدنا للظالمين عذابا عليما.
Many people in the village work at weaving. The skill is taught to the kids when they are quite young. We use weaving for making baskets, mats for the floor, for dhows, and for making kitchenware.
Okay, how to make a basket. The first things the woman used to go to the forest to pick palm trees. After that, they come home and clean the palm trees, and then they used to weave the strips. After that, they sell to the women, to the men, and then they start to make a basket. And then the men, they go to Lamu to sell the baskets. Or tourists come in Matondoni, also they used to buy baskets.
Within making a dhow, by just using brain and hands and effort.
ukaingia kati ukawatengeza, katitini tamu kingi huombeza. Wahe hilo bwa shanshambiro, bwahe hilo bwa shanshambiro, tumtumbu ise alale, bwahe hilo bwahe, tumtumbu ise alale, bwa shanshambiro. Na chelela na maji maogo ya utule, na chelela na maji ulugu na ulele, utule chelela na maji.
The cloth for the sails comes from the Thika factory. They last for about 3 or 4 years against the wind and the water. Most of the wood for the dhows comes from the mangroves.
Matondoni is well known for its dhow building. Abdullah Osman is the most respected dhow builder. We call him Foodie, which means the master.
Abdullah uses no written plans for his dhows. All he needs to know is the length of the dhow and the height of the water, and then he can build you a dhow. The plans are all in his head. Each boat takes about a year to build, and Abdullah is usually making 2 or 3 at the same time.
Dhow building is a good source of money for the village. Each boat costs about 15,000 shillings Kenyan money.
Often traders bring their dhows here to be repaired. Most things that come to Matondoni from Lamu and the mainland come by dhows, like bananas and sonda and tourists.
Sometimes I go fishing in the small canoe and I catch fish for selling in the town and for eating in my family.
Let's start kazi yetu.
Na hawa ni watu wa
Na huyu ndiye mtandao huyu kutaka mapesa huyu.
si maneno haya bwana, wewe utachukua hapo.
Mtandao kutaka mapesa bwana.
Huyu ndiye mzuri anasafiri na hiyo bwana. Sawa tu.
The big dhows catch the big fish, but we just catch the small fish.
In Matondoni, many people like to play football. We have a big pitch out in the shamba. The best teams are Mandingo FC and Young Simba. Mandingo always gets the most goals. I am the coach of the Mandingo team. Football is good because it keeps my body in good shape. Also, the young boys love to play against each other.
Anapigwa mbele, anachukua huyo kijana anaitwa Salim Abdalla, ni beki number 5, anapiga mbele, number 5 anakwenda nao, anachukua amecross pale ball, anakwenda nao kwenye lango pale, lakini Msomali kidogo has got no stamina, manake hana nguvu, amesukuma. He push him, so he is coming down. So sasa unaanza mpira pale, anakwenda nao, anachukua huyo kijana anaitwa ni Abdalla anachukua pale, anampatia Hussein anapiga mbele, anakwenda kwenye lango, anakwenda Maradona kwenye lango, hatari, goal! Amefunga game ya kwanza. Timu hii ya Mwafaka imejipatia bao la kwanza kipengee cha dakika 20.
Kweli
na huyu ndiye
tutaka tupate msaada bwana, kazi yetu.
Na hawa ni watu wa
na huyu ndiye mtandao huyu kutaka mapesa huyu.
Si maneno haya bwana, wewe utachukua hapo.
Mtandao kutaka mapesa bwana.
Huyu ndiye mzuri anasafiri na hiyo bwana. Ni dawa hii. Sawa tu.
Nakerenye ndeni dawa. Nakerenye ndeni dawa. Nakerenye ndeni dawa. Oya hayaya ngoma, 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 hayaya.